what the Internet of Value is based on. Anywhere, everywhere. It can be fully exchanged for any other cash, asset, or good, because things are settled in 4 seconds. XRP can be bought and sold around the clock, every day of the year, getting rid of barriers and borders that get in the way of world trade. At any time, XRP can be used to send money. Anywhere on Earth. If the case against XRP is finally over this month, the price could either go through the roof and hit all-time highs or drop by a large amount. This could happen either way. But even though XRP has been going down lately, it has seen some good court decisions and hopeful technical signs that suggest it might be on the rise again. The one-day relative strength index shows that XRP may be a good time to buy if it becomes oversold, but there is still a chance that it will go down in the short term. The cryptocurrency Ripple is getting a lot of attention right now because its disagreement with the US Securities and Exchange Commission is getting closer to being over. The case, which could be over by the end of the month, will have serious effects on the family's finances. Discover Crypto, an analytics business, put out a video on YouTube in which it was said that Ripple is asking for a much less severe punishment than what the SEC is asking for billions of dollars in fines. If the ruling goes through, it could have a big effect on how the XRP market works. The price could go down a lot or go through all-time highs that have been reached in the past. Both of these outcomes are possible because many experts, including Fred Rosali, think the problem will be fixed by July 13th or 31st. Traders and buyers are also paying attention to the situation. In particular, the fact that Binance's bin coins are listed as non-S. Recently, the courts have made decisions that were good for Ripple. These thoughts have been positive. The question of whether recent court victories will cause the price of XRP to rise may be interesting to you. The Securities and Exchange Commission has been told that Ripple has been slammed for what it said about the Binance company. The things that were said might help Ripple's case against the Securities and Exchange Commission. In the past few months, Ripple has been focusing on the Binance case as a way to fight the SEC's plan of controlling cryptocurrencies through regulation by enforcement. By taking this action, Ripple has shown that the regulatory landscape is not very clear. Ripple did not submit the decision from Binance that the fair notice argument does not offer a defense against responsibility. This was an important part of the judgment. Ripple made a mistake when it didn't share this part of the verdict. Because Ripple didn't take the chance to include this part of the verdict, the Securities and Exchange Commission said that the finding from Binance had nothing to do with the main case that was being brought against Ripple. The Securities and Exchange Commission also pointed out that the cryptocurrency industry had been told what regulators expected in the 2017 D report, which came out before most of Ripple's XRP prices went up. People in the public were made aware of this change. This had to be done to make sure that the business followed the rules set by the law. The Securities and Exchange Commission told Ripple that the company had been offered legal help about possible problems with its sales. There was information shared with Ripple about this. In this case, the fact that Ripple knew there was a chance of breaking the law showed its knowledge. Ripple has asked the Securities and Exchange Commission to decide on a fine of no more than $10 million as part of its response to the SEC's request for solutions. The Securities and Exchange Commission, on the other hand, wants Ripple to pay a fine of $2 billion. According to Judge Amy Berman Jackson, the choice that was made about the programmatic sales of XRP was talked about. This part talks about the decision she made. She said she agreed with the way the Ripple Labs court handled the whole case against her. Ripple and the US securities and many years have passed since the beginning of this war. There is a chance that this argument will get much worse over time than it is now. But a lot of people in the industry think that the outcome may be just around the corner, even though some players in the field laugh at the idea that the case could last for many more years. Fred Rosali, an American lawyer, has suggested that the 4 people who are reached should decide the end of the case. Nevertheless, any costs connected with motivation would not be included in the fine that the company would have to pay because of this. It would cost a little more than $25 million to pay the fine. There is a good chance that the result of the dispute will have a big effect on the amount of XRP that can be bought right now. Still, if Ripple wins big, it could start a bull run for both the asset and the whole Bitcoin market. It's possible that this will have a big effect on the market. Some people in the US Securities and Exchange Commission don't like how Ripple responded to a notice of extra authority that was given by the defendant on behalf of the defendant. An important recent decision made by Binance Corporation was used by Ripple as proof that the SEC's strategy of regulating through enforcement is not good enough. An attempt was made to include the Binance case in the ongoing talk about possible solutions, but the Securities and Exchange Commission turned the attempt down. The Securities and Exchange Commission disagreed with Binance's decision, which did not accept the idea that the fair notice theory could be used as an excuse for not being responsible. According to the SEC, Ripple failed to provide a key part of the ruling, which is why the SEC was appealing. The SEC questioned Binance's decision because it thought Ripple had not been clear about the important part. In addition, the Securities and Exchange Commission said that it had warned the Bitcoin business in 2017 by putting out a report. In addition, the SEC said the warning was sent in 2017. This message was sent to anyone who might be interested in buying Ripple's XRP before most of the deals. In addition, Ripple's lawyers have told the company about the legal problems that could arise from these kinds of deals. In April, the company asked for solutions. The company claimed in the request that the civil penalty should not be greater than $10 million. Based on the previous stance taken by the State Securities and Exchange Commission, Ripple had to pay a total of $2 billion in the most recent fundamental papers that Ripple sent. Like Judge Amy Berman Jackson said, favors the company has pointed to the decision that she made in favor of Binance. It is possible that digital assets like XRP will not be able to be put into the same category as stocks as they are now. Judge Jackson will let this happen. When it comes to Ripple, the court has said that some of its sales are a breach of serious duty. It does not mean that you are ignoring the law without thinking or calling for heavy punishments. In this case, Ripple is not to blame for the breach of strict duty. Before that understanding, there wasn't enough information about the rules that had to be followed, which supports this point of view.